Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LTH product briefing. I'm joined today by Martin Ertl, the CEO and co-founder of Recital. Welcome, Martin. It's great to have you.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, Jerome.
So, for those viewers who aren't familiar with Recital, Martin, can you tell us a little bit about the background of Recital, when it was founded, and what it was targeted to do?
Absolutely. Recital is a contract and negotiation and contract management software for legal departments. I happen to be an attorney by background, and I've also been in-house as general counsel. A lot of the inspiration for Recital comes from my own pain in the past around negotiating and managing contracts within a business. It also comes from my prior experience as the founder and CEO of Contractually, the last company that I started and which was acquired by Coupa Software. Contractually was an early cloud contract management product. And one of the takeaways from my experience and our team's experience there was how challenging it remains to find contracts and contract information that can be scattered across many systems within an organization. We started the company about 3 years ago in 2021, and we've got a product now that's really strong for automatically creating a customer's repository within a matter of hours, not months or years, for managing in-flight negotiations, including providing automated version control and fast red lines, and getting stronger and stronger for AI-assisted review of contracts under negotiation.
And what's the target demographic for the solution?
So we're targeting legal departments, primarily in the mid-market, although we've got some customers who are larger than that. And we find, and those customers, the legal department is typically anywhere from a solo general counsel up to around 10 in-house attorneys.
It's mostly the legal, not in some other companies that it's procurement or sometimes sales, but here it's focused primarily on legal and their needs.
That is very much where we're focused right now. In principle, what we do can also be applied to procurement teams and to sales teams. As it is, we often find that we have some users of Recital who are not necessarily directly on the legal team when dealing with customer.
What makes the product special or differentiates from other products on the market?
Three main differences that are unique to Recital. One is that as much as possible, Recital works in the existing tools that in-house lawyers already use. So existing tools like Microsoft Word, like email, whether that's Outlook or Gmail, and cloud storage. So there's no big change in terms of the tools that attorneys use or their personal workflows. The second thing that's very unique about Recital is the capability to automatically create a repository of a customer's historical contracts in a matter of hours, not weeks, not months. And that includes mapping parent-child relationships and extracting key metadata as well. And the third thing that's very different about Recital is that it can be set up in under a day. A company can get started with Recital very quickly without months and months of implementation before it starts to see value. Recital delivers value immediately, including with the automatic repository and the ability to start managing in-flight negotiations immediately.
That's a big differentiator from others where implementation can take months.
That's one of our takeaways from working in the industry for quite some time. It's one of the huge barriers to adoption of technology, and in particular, adoption of technology to better manage contracts and to handle contract review as well.
So let's jump in and take a look at a demo.
The first thing I'm going to show is how easy it is to create a Recital account and to get started with automatically creating your repository. So I'm going to create an account here. I'm doing this on Google, but Recital works equally well with the Microsoft Office suite as well as the Google suite. So I've just logged in as a new user, and essentially there's four things that I would normally do. We're not going to do all of this on this quick demo, but I want to connect my cloud storage, and that's where Recital is going to go search for and organize my repository. I also want to connect my email inbox, whether that's Outlook or Gmail. Recital makes it easy to install an add-in for email that will enable really rapid document comparisons. And of course, there's an add-in for Word to support contract review. So here I'm going to connect my cloud storage which in this case is G drive. And then I simply select the folders within G drive that I want to connect to Recital. So I can pick and choose different folders. And now I've connected to G drive. I would normally go and complete the rest of this setup, but I just want to show really quickly how rapid the repository creation is. So we're looking at a list of all records, and because this is a new account, there's nothing yet showing on our list of records, whether in flight or signed contracts. And Recital right now is processing documents on the cloud folder that I connected, and it's distinguishing between contracts and documents that are not contracts. It's detecting signed contracts, whether those are signed with wet signatures or electronic signatures. And it's also mapping parent-child relationships. So we're already seeing some data showing up here, and it's going to keep showing up. Just to speed up the demo here, I'm going to switch to a different account where this has already been populated, and we're going to take a look at what an agreement in our repository actually looks like. So this is a master subscription agreement that Recital has found in cloud storage. Recital's extracted the document name, it's extracted the party names, it's extracted the status, meaning that it's fully signed. And of course, I have a copy of the document here, and I can see it was fully signed, in this case with wet ink signatures. Recital's extracted the effective date. Very interestingly, Recital tells me where this contract was found. So it could be on cloud storage. In this case, it was actually found as an attachment to an email. And as I noted, one of the things that Recital does is it automatically maps parent and child records.
That's great.
Its master agreement, Recital has detected all of these child records and organized them here. So I can actually click through to this amendment and see that I have this amendment here that is, again, fully signed. And Recital's extracted the effective date, again, tells me where this document is stored, and I have a link back to the master agreement. So the ability to organize the repository, and in particular, map parent-child records, is very unique to Recital, as is the ability to process thousands of contracts within a matter of hours and days to create this repository. Recital's also extracting some key clauses. So we can see here, Recital's extracted limitation of liability clauses, indemnification clauses, and termination clauses.
And it's the full text of those relevant clauses, not a summary.
That's correct. Yes.
Can I say I want to add price?
Not right now, but that's the kind of request that we're getting from customers, is the ability to customize the clauses that a customer can extract and to be able to cover different types of contracts.
Based on these key pre-baked clauses.
Correct. So right now we offer a standard package of clauses and data that we extract. And today that's mainly oriented to commercial contracts like sales and vendor agreements. And Recital has also kept the entire negotiation history here. So we see the entire version history of this contract that was ultimately signed. And I won't dwell on this now because we're going to come back to this in the second part of the demo. So what I've just demoed here is an example of signing up very quickly with Recital, getting started with Recital organizing and automatically gathering all historical contracts into a repository, and showing how then I can use that information when I've got questions about past contracts. So I'm going to move to a second part of the demo to showcase another part of Recital's capabilities. This is now showcasing Recital's capabilities around managing in-flight contract negotiations and also getting assistance for contract review. So I'm going to illustrate this by starting from an email inbox, in this case, a Gmail account for Fred Asul. Recital, as I noted earlier, works equally well with Outlook. So everything I'm showing here also works with Outlook. So we're looking at a busy email inbox for an in-house counsel with lots of emails regarding contract negotiations. For example, here we've just received a revised draft of a contract in a Word document. Recital has an add-in for Gmail and a similar add-in for Outlook. And with this add-in, I can get an immediate comparison of this attachment against my prior version. In one click, I have a comparison. This isn't the other party's track changes, just to be clear. This is a comparison of the attachment I just received as the revised file against the last document that I reviewed. And the reason that Recital can provide this is because Recital's automatically recognizing that all of these documents here are simply versions of the same contract. Recital is doing that even without relying on file naming convention. It's not relying on a specialized email address that you have to use. This is some very sophisticated technology relying on machine learning to be able to recognize that these are all simply different versions of the same contract.
You can also compare it to the first one.
Jerome, you're awesome. Absolutely. That's one of the key things here in terms of how easy Recital makes it to get a comparison. I don't have to navigate messy file directories to get to a comparison. I can get that comparison in 1 or 2 clicks. And then one of the things that Recital provides to assist with contract review is a summary of the changes between the revised document and the original document. This is valuable, one, to give me as in-house counsel a quick summary of what's changed. It potentially is also very valuable for me to simply copy this summary into an email if I need to update a key business stakeholder, whether that's somebody on the executive team or somebody on the sales team. One of the things I can do next as I'm doing my review, now having seen the changes, I want to be able to accept or reject changes. So I'm opening up the document as a regular Word document. So that's one of the other things about Recital is it doesn't rely on a proprietary text editor. The users of Recital continue to work not just in their email, but also in Microsoft Word. So we're looking at the version of the document that we were just seeing now with the edits showing as regular track changes that I can accept or reject. And I have the Recital add-in for Word, which is the foundation for a lot of the AI-assisted contract review functionality that we're developing. So what I can do right now is select any clause in the document I'm reviewing, populates the search box. And by the way, although this is a demo account, the speed of the search results here are from a production system. So this is what in real life. And what Recital is showing me here is alternative suggestions for the clause I selected, where this suggestion is coming from my company's own prior work product. So this is not drafted by AI, although we're going to provide that kind of capability as well. But this is meant to provide you with what should be the most reliable clause suggestion, which is something from your company's prior work product. And one of the problems that we solved is searching for the needle in the haystack. Many in-house lawyers, when they're reviewing a contract, know that they've drafted a clause before that covers this scenario. The trick is now finding that without spending hours or days spelunking in SharePoint. So Recital allows you to filter down the search to clauses with a particular counterparty. So when you remember you've done a contract before, and you probably remember the counterparty, probably remember roughly the date or the month. 18 months ago was a deal with Acme Corp. Recital allows you to hone in on that clause in seconds. So that's in a short few minutes, a quick demonstration of some of Recital's key capabilities around signing up really rapidly and creating your repository, around managing in-flight contracts, and around getting AI-assisted review as you're negotiating a contract.
Great. Thank you so much, Martin. That was extremely insightful. We'll be distributing this momentarily, and there'll be a link underneath to Recital's profile in Legal Text Hub directory of legal solutions. Thank you so much. Pleasure to talk to you and see the demonstration.
Thank you so much as well. It's been a pleasure.